last time, and I'm glad that we can do this in person today. Thank you very much for joining us. Mr. Gadkari, since we are talking about energy transition, and this is something that governments around the world are grappling with at this point in time, India has also set out very clear roadmap across different sectors in terms of what we want to achieve. We are, of course, committed to the objectives of COP26 as well. But I want to understand from you at this point in time, given the geopolitical context, given the geopolitical constraints and challenges and the impact of that on our energy security, is there discussion on within government on what can be done to further accelerate the move towards renewable, to further accelerate the move away from fossil fuels?
Actually, this is a very important question. Presently, because of import of crude oil, we are facing crucial economic challenges. At the same time, pollution problems. We have import of 8 lakh crores for petroleum products in India. And exactly on that line, we need to find out some alternative for that. So different alternatives are there. Government is working on all options. And I feel that in due course of time, we will be in position to give an alternative solution for the country. Just I am giving you the example. Presently, people are coming to me for getting electric vehicle because the waiting list is 6 to 8 months. And they are taking my letters to the company that they will get the vehicle easily available.
How many letters are you handing out every day?
I have just given letter at least 50 to 60 people. So this is the situation. Once upon a time there was a question that how this e-vehicle will be going to be, you are going to use, how it can be charged. There are a lot of hundreds of questions from the people. But now we have e-scooters, e-auto rickshaw, e-car, and now the e-truck is available. The company is now requesting me to launch that truck. So I feel that in due course of time, the way in which the Indian industry is marching towards making alternative for that, and we have already developing the battery chemistry. It is the lithium ion is already there. We are making zinc ion, aluminum ion chemistry, by which I am confident due course of time we will be an alternative for that. At the same time, we are now processing towards green hydrogen. It can be a good source. It can be a great future. I have green hydrogen car. Actually, it's really very beautiful, and this is the future. Now we need to plan the way in which that we can convert sewage water into green hydrogen. That can be possible. The municipal corporation can be very much, they can make the project on that line. Then the solid waste management, by segregate plastic, rubber and glass. We get organic waste by which in biodigester we will get methane, and from methane also we will get the green hydrogen. At the same time, the parali, cotton straw, wheat straw, rice straw, bagasse, this agro biomass also can be used for making of green hydrogen, and this is the future. And I am confident that Indian scientists, Indian research scholars, they are doing excellent job. In due course of time, we will be in a leading position to the world as far as the green hydrogen is concerned.
You know, several issues that you've spoken of there. Let me try and unpack this, but let's continue with the EV story since you brought that up. And there has been a significant acceleration, especially in the past 1 year. In fact, if you just take a look at the EV category as far as two-wheelers are concerned, of course on a small base, but over the previous year, it's a growth of over 200%, in fact, more than 200%. What I want to understand from you is you're trying to address this issue on the supply side, courtesy the PLI schemes. You're also trying to address this issue on a demand side from the perspective of providing customers and OEM subsidies under the FAME program. Now, the outlay for the FAME program, which for the benefit of our audience is the subsidy program that the government has put in place. This is the second edition and the second installment of that to try and subsidize and make e-vehicles more affordable. It's got an outlay of 10,000 crores. As this sector grows, as sales pick up, clearly that's not going to be enough. Are you looking at a FAME 3 and also at a larger outlay, and how will the government manage what will be required on the subsidy front as we move forward?
Actually, government role is very supportive, but particularly in this sector, the heavy industry ministry, then power ministry, Niti Aayog, my ministry, we have an integrated approach for this. Production Link Incentive PLI scheme is of rupees 57,000 crore to boost auto sector manufacturing in the country, localization of auto parts focusing on export, and 5 crore new jobs by 2025. The vehicle scrapping program is very important, by which we will get the raw material, steel, plastic, rubber, and actually even lot of good metals we will get it from that scrapping policy, which is going to reduce our cost. And that is exactly the important that we will be more competitive to international market. The generate incremental GST revenue on vehicle sales approximately 30 to 40,000 crore for government, state and central government. It is a win-win situation for all the sectors. And I am confident that because of alternative fuel sector also, we are going to create more than 50 to 60 lakh jobs. Now the automobile component industry is very important. Presently the size of industry is 50,000 crore, export is 5,000 crore, import is 6,000 crore, and overall GDP contribution is 2.3% from automotive component industry, and manufacturing GDP contribution is 25%. Employment is 50 lakhs. Now my aim is to make our Indian automobile industry the size of 15 lakh crores. And for that reason, our plan is to make India as #1 manufacturing hub for all type of two-wheelers, three-wheelers, four-wheelers, buses and trucks. And now it can be possible because all reputed brands in the world, all are present in India. And I am confident by constantly improvement in the technology, in the alternative fuel also, 100% will be more competitive. We are trying our level best to reduce the logistic cost. We are making 26 green express highway. We are connecting all highway towards the ports. And by which the most important thing is, in place of diesel, the future fuel in the country is LNG. And as compared, if suppose the expenditure 100 rupees for diesel, for LNG it comes to 40 rupees, and for CNG it comes to 50 rupees. And for electric it is very less, it comes to 10 rupees. So now electric, then now also one of the important decisions is taken by my ministry, that we are now encouraging flex engines, where we don't need petrol. Our two-wheeler from TVS, Bajaj and Hero, we can run on 100% bioethanol. Now the flex engine, the Toyota, Hyundai, the Suzuki, all are ready to now launch the flex engines. And the flex engine you can use 100% petrol or 100% ethanol. Now the Toyota, one of the model is that Camry.
Yeah.
That is on 40% on electricity and 60% on petrol. Now the plan is now they are making that 40% on electricity and 60% on bioethanol. So it is going to reduce the pollution, it is going to reduce the cost, and it can be really a great support to agriculture sector of this country. And we are now encouraging ethanol, not only from molasses, but BAV molasses, then from sugarcane juice to ethanol, then ethanol from corn, rice, food grain, and now the second generation ethanol from bamboo, from biomass also going on. And in Panipat, the Indian Oil is doing one excellent project, making ethanol from rice straw, and the byproduct is bitumen. Just 4 days before, I have a discussion with chairman of Indian Oil, and I promise him whatever the bitumen you are making, we are ready to purchase for national highway. So this can be ideal situation for the country to create more jobs, create growth in agriculture, rural and tribal field. And I feel that we are on the right path. 100% we will be succeed in this mission.
Well, that's also one of the aspects that you've been focusing on, which is waste to wealth. And you gave us an example of how you're being able to do that. But I just want to pick up on what you mentioned. You said that the aspiration is to make India the #1 manufacturing destination as far as the automotive sector is concerned, and that all reputed brands are in India, with the exception of one, Tesla. Elon Musk is in the news today. He's, of course, bought out Twitter. And I know that there have been conversations on with the Indian government, but it's not just Elon Musk. There is a concern on high duties in the context of demand visibility, especially when it comes to new technologies like electric vehicles, etc. Would it make sense to bring down duties, to let there be a market, a more vibrant market, and then let people come in and localize and manufacture in India?
It is a very easy alternative. If the Elon Musk is ready to manufacture a Tesla in India, there is no problem. We have got the all competency, the vendors are available. We have got the all type of technology, and because of that, he can reduce the cost. But our request to him is that you come to India, start manufacturing here. India is a huge market. The export availability, everything, ports are available. They can make their export from India, and he is welcome. He is welcome in India. We don't have any problem. But suppose he want to manufacture in China and sell in India, it cannot be a good proposition for India. Our request to him is come to India and manufacture here. We will support him.
All right, we will. We hope that that message is transported to Elon Musk via Twitter. But Mr. Gadkari,
but one thing I will tell you, the way in which just I gave an answer in Parliament that how much increase in e-vehicle, particularly in one section in electric buses, there is an increase in 1300%. So the huge demand for e-vehicle is now increased. And now all Indian companies under all good brands are making good electric cars, electric SUVs. I just take the trial of all the SUVs from electric, from Mercedes, from BMW, from Toyota, from Hyundai. It's real, they are doing excellent job. My suggestion is now there is a huge potential for all e-vehicles. So my suggestion to Elon Musk is that in India he will get good market. And it's really Indian market is very huge. So it is a win-win situation for both, and it can be all vendors which they are available in China. At the same time, all particular quality-wise, all Indian manufacturer, automobile spare parts, everything is available. It can be more easy for him to make here in India and sell in India. He will get good profits from that, and good economics is there. I will request him to come to India and start manufacturing here.
Well, I have a feeling he might tweet at you today, Mr. Gadkari, given what we've heard from you. But let me just continue on electric vehicles, since that is something that you've been championing yourself personally for a while. It is a nascent technology. It is nascent globally as well, but more so here in India. We have, of course, put standards in place. There is certification and compliance with certification. But we have seen several incidents in the recent past of electric vehicles catching fire, forcing you and your ministry to put out an advisory saying that there will be penalties imposed if quality standards are not met with. You have also asked companies to voluntarily recall vehicles. Many of these companies involved in these recent incidents have recalled vehicles. How much of a concern is this for you today, and what is the government going to do about this?
Actually, in March, April, and May, particularly when the temperature is rise, there is some problem with the battery cell. But we have already appointed an expert committee. There are scientists from DRDO also. We will get the reports. But apparently, I feel that it is a problem of temperature, particularly high temperature, in the particularly cells. Now we have decided to make standardized rules and regulation for that. We need to have a testing system by which we need to test the battery and cell. With the appropriate test, then we can certify. And now my request to all manufacturers that by using these cells, they should be cautious. Otherwise, our purpose will be forfeited. So the reason is that these are unfortunate accidents. We don't want to create more complication and problem for the industry, but the safety is the highest priority for the government. And I feel that by find out the reason for that, even the private companies are also working on that. And we are also working on that. And due course of time, we will make standardization and rules and regulation for that. And 100% we will resolve that problem. But meanwhile, if some manufacturing problem is there, my request to companies to take it back their products, improve it, take the care, take the preventive measures, and take the preventive measures for the safety of the people. That is very important. Actually, I understand this is the starting process. There may be some problem, but road safety is really important. My request to all manufacturers that they should support us. They should take the preventive measures for roads, particular safety of the people, and at the same time they should find out the reason. For what the reason we are facing this problem, this is very important. People are working on it, scientists are working on it, manufacturing companies are working on it, and some of the company has sumoto taken the decision to take their product back and to improve it. This is the starting process. We don't want to create any obstacle for e-vehicles because we need to standardize the process. This is the starting time. I feel that with the due course of experience also, we can find out the solution and we will resolve these issues.
Let me move to another issue that you brought up, and that is the issue of green hydrogen. The government has put out the first phase of its green hydrogen policy, and we've already got a lot of the big Indian conglomerates lining up to invest in green hydrogen, from the Reliances of the world to the Adani Group and many more. Is it likely to be viable in the near term? How will the cost work out?
Actually, frankly speaking, there is a different type of hydrogen. One is black hydrogen, that is from coal. The other is hydrogen from petroleum products. But my request to all manufacturers that we need green hydrogen. Because already our Prime Minister and our government has commitment for ecology and environment. And for that reason, we need to find out economic viability. Now I am just giving you the example in the municipal party, particularly, we have sewage water is available. In my own city in Nagpur, we are selling our water to the government of Maharashtra for power generation, getting 325 crore rupees as a royalty. Now the water is available. In the same place, there is we need system for, particularly for solid waste management, we need to segregate that. From that, we will get glass, metal and plastic. The recycling of these three materials is available. At the same time, from organic waste. And even from biomass, that is cotton straw, wheat straw, rice straw, bagasse, everything, we can make green hydrogen. The most important thing in green hydrogen is the cost for the power. So in the rooftop, we can make solar and small windmill, by which we can reduce the cost of power less than 2 rupees 20 paisa per unit, and by which it will be positioned to make the cost of the green hydrogen less than $1 per kg. And I am confident that. And the second thing, for compressing that green hydrogen, we need generator. So now for generator, if we use diesel, the cost is 110 rupees. In place of that, we can use bioethanol. So the cost is 62 rupees. So we can reduce the cost. And today also I am giving good information that one of the technology, the research scientist from Russia was given me the presentation, that by their process, they make the caloric value of ethanol as same as petrol. Now the Indian oil has 3 months, 4 months taken all the trials and it is proved. So by which 1 liter of petrol was equal to 1 liter 300 ml of ethanol. But now by this technology we will get 1 liter of ethanol equal to 1 liter of petrol, by which we will get the same mileage like the petrol, and that can be a great revolution in the country. So by using ethanol for generator set is very important. 2,000 crore liter diesel we are using in this IT tower for a generator set. And just I am requesting the minister, and also there is a meeting now, that whether it is we are in position to use ethanol for generator, it can be a green fuel. Our idea, our policy is import substitute, cost effective, pollution free and indigenous.
Well, that's a fairly ambitious target that you've set out for industry of less than $1 per kg of green hydrogen. But let's talk about green financing, since we are talking about green hydrogen. And all of this requires significant amounts of money, Mr. Gadkari, as you are well aware. As we make this transition, as we make this shift, there is only limited or constrained finances that the government has to play around with. You will need external sources of funding as well to finance this. What's the plan on that front?
Actually, I'm giving you the example of one of the company from Bangalore. The 4 talented engineers from USA, they started the manufacturing for electrolyzer in Bangalore. And now the 90% of their production is they are exporting to USA. Now one of the Australian group is also interested. A lot of people are coming to India. And Indian engineering talent is really very, very competent. And now they can start it. The market is there. Investors are there. I'm giving you the example. I'm making roads. I don't, just before coming to this program, I have a discussion with the investor from USA. I was humbly telling them that I don't have any investment problem. Even I can make the roads of 5 lakh crores every year. I don't have problem for investment. If the economic viability is there, marketability for the product, and availability of raw material is there, and appropriate technology, there is no problem about investment. People are ready to invest. Even Indian investors are ready, and the foreign investors are ready. And this particularly automobile sector is a huge sector, having tremendous potential. I feel that we don't have any problem for that.
Okay, so you believe that it will be easy to draw in investments, but you talked about infrastructure, and of course you put fairly aggressive targets as far as road building is concerned, road construction is concerned. So I want to understand from you, linked to this transition is also going to be infrastructure development and much more infrastructure development. What can we expect now? What's the latest target that you've set in terms of road construction for the ministry? And more importantly, we've seen a significant rise in commodity prices on account of the conflict between Russia and Ukraine at this point in time, steel prices, cement prices. How much of that is a factor? How much of that is weighing on your plans in the infrastructure sector today?
Actually, particularly because of inflation in the prices of steel, cements are really a big problem. Our contractors are also facing the problem because now the economic viability is really a problematic. But the reason is we need to find out alternative. Just now the proposal is ready in my office that we are now using alternative thing for the steel. We are now decided to use glass fiber steel, and we are now going to issue the notification for that. We need to find out the different alternatives for that, by which we can reduce the cost. Because when there are more manufacturers, 100% there is a competitive price. When there is monopoly, the cartel is there. So this is very important. And the second important thing which I feel that it is because of the energy prices, everywhere it is rising. Coal, petroleum products, all type of energy is now the cost is high. The best option is import substitute, cost effective, pollution free and indigenous. Now government is giving lot of coal mines for the private sector, and by which we are going to increase the coal production in the country. We are very cautious about increasing the production of bioethanol. We have sugar surplus, wheat surplus, corn surplus, and that this is the time that we need diversification of agriculture towards energy and power sector. So we are on the same line to increase the production of bioethanol. Then we are using by biotechnology, we are increasing the productivity of biomass and using biomass for making of green hydrogen and ethanol. We are also trying to develop methanol in the country. Now we can add 15% methanol in diesel. So these are the lot of new initiatives taken by our government, and ultimately in our power basket, 38% of the power is the solar power. So 100% I am confident that we want to increase solar power, wind power. We are also try to increase the thermal power because we don't have any option. Regarding coal, lot of coal is imported. This is the time that we have lot of coal mines available in India, so we need to increase the production. So on the way, we are trying our level best. At due course of time, we will be import substitute, cost effective, pollution free and indigenous power alternative solution for the country.
That's clearly the slogan that you've come up with, right? You keep repeating that over and over again. But Mr. Gadkari, two follow-up questions to what we just heard from you. And I think there were concerns, especially at the end of the negotiations at the recent climate summit, on our position as far as coal is concerned. And many felt that India hadn't taken as aggressive a stand on coal or cutting down coal production as the world was expecting of us. But there is also a practical reality that India needs to contend with, which you just sort of gave us a brief overview on. How do you convey this message to the world that at least as far as not just the near term, but a fairly long-term view is concerned, we will need to continue to depend on thermal production and on coal?
Actually, frankly speaking, water, power, transport and communication. Without that, we don't have industry. Without industry, we don't have capital investment. And without industry and capital investment, we don't have employment potential. As far as we are a developing country, power is very important. But we are on the mission that presently 38% of the power is solar power. Now our idea is to go it up to the 60%. The most important thing is now we should think about geothermal power, hydropower, more hydropower. But many of the hydropower projects they are facing problem because of environment issue.
Yeah.
So these are the issues also we need to find out the solution for that. Even we have to increase hydropower, that is the most important. Then we are making green power from biomass. At the same time, it should be economically viable. And for that reason, presently we have a lot of coal thermal power project. And now in the future, the process is stopped. Now we don't have too much expansion in the coal project. But ultimately for our thermal power, we need coal. Without that, we cannot survive. It is really a big problem for the country. But at the same time by which we are increasing green power in the power basket, the day will come that we will be more than 65 to 70% green power. And day by day, we are marching towards that mission, that a day will come that India have maximum green power in the country. But this is to be some practical limitation, difficulties are there. On the basis of that, we are a developing country. Our world should understand what exactly the problem we are facing. The poverty, unemployment is a big problem. Our export is a big challenge. And in a situation, this is the time that we need to think on the mission, particularly to how we can increase the production of green power in the basket. We are on the mission, we are trying for that. But after that, though that mission is there, target is there, we have some limitations. And I am expecting from the world that they should understand the practical problem behind it.
Mr. Gadkari, you've laid out a roadmap in terms of where we want to be over the next few years. And as I pointed out, between the PLI scheme, which is about 50,000 crores, which tries to address the manufacturing side of the problem, and about 10,000 crores, which tries to address the demand side of the problem. I go back again to my point on, will this really be enough to make the kind of transition and shift that you have just spoken of? And how much more money will it require? Where will that come from?
Actually, frankly speaking, under the leadership of our Prime Minister, whatever the target decided by our government, our track record is excellent. We are marching towards our targets. There is a lot of difficulties are there, problems are there. But I always tell it to the people that there are some people who convert problems into opportunities, and there are some people who convert opportunities into the problems. So our mission of our government is accept the challenge, improve the situation, and go marching towards the target. And that is exactly the way ahead for us. And we are working on that. That is the reason I am telling to people, you develop ethanol, you develop methanol, you develop LNG, you develop CNG, you develop bio-LNG, you develop green hydrogen. Even you can develop ethanol. So even you can make bio-CNG and bio-LNG from parali, rice straw. So all type of alternative we are working, because our demand is very huge. And so that it will take some time, but they will come. As our track record is proved, that once upon a time, our solar power percentage was very less. Yeah. Now the 38% of the power in the basket is from solar. And 100% within a few years, we will go up to 60%. But at the same time now, this is the time, we have to think about the more nuclear power, think about in place of sodium, in place of uranium, we need to find out the technology on thorium base, that because it is available in the country, because the import cost is also very, very important. And on the same line, even the wind power, tidal power, geothermal power, these are the new options also we have to work on it. And all agencies are doing excellent jobs. And by making alternative fuel also, we can reduce the import and we will resolve the problem of pollution also. And we are encouraging public transport system on electricity. Now in my department, we are starting for that road train bus on electric cable. Mass rapid transport on electricity is the big solution. So we are working on that. The problem is difficult, but I am confident that we will be in position to resolve the problems.
So let me get you to delve a little deeper on that, and I think we've got just about a minute before we close. You said that your government's mandate is to convert problems into opportunities. So what are the big problems that you're focusing on personally at this point in time, and by when do you believe that you're going to be able to capitalize on them as opportunities?
Actually, the import of petroleum products is a big economic challenge and environment challenge. At the same time, using agriculture as a base to create more employment opportunities in the rural, tribal and agriculture area, where the socially, economically, educationally backward people are there. And to develop economic growth in that area is the highest priority. So by creating bioethanol, diversification of agriculture towards energy and power sector, it can be really a good boost for agriculture. At the same time, creating more employment potential is the need of the country. The automobile sector size is 7.5 lakh crore. The automobile spare parts industry size is 50,000 crore. And now our idea is to make Indian automobile industry so competent that we will be number one manufacturing hub in the world. That's the reason we are now starting scrapping policy by which the material like plastic, rubber, steel will be available with low cost, and by which we can reduce the cost of particularly vehicle in the country, will be more competitive in international market. So I feel that the way in which we are working on different line, 100% in due course of time, we will be 100% going to resolve all problems and give a green solution for the country.
So due course of time is very broad. Can you be a little more specific of what we should expect in terms of timelines?
Sir, you check my track record. Neither opposition, neither journalist never can ask me any question about my declaration, what I say, what I mean. 100% we are going to do it. But regarding this question, this is really a very big task.
Yeah.
The Niti Aayog, Amitabh Kantji here, he is working day and night for that. The Power Ministry is working, my ministry is working. We have an integrated approach. Prime Minister constantly pursuing the things, but challenges are very big. So it is very difficult to give in the exactly the time period. But now when people were asking me how much time for e-vehicles, so you don't ask me this question. Now I am sure that next time when you are going to purchase your vehicle, four-wheeler, you are going to purchase e-vehicle, I am sure about it.
Will you give me
a
letter?
We don't need to market for that.
Mr. Gadkari, it's an absolute pleasure as always. Thank you very much for articulating what the transition roadmap for energy security and green energy security specifically looks like for India. We appreciate your time. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us
here for this session. Thank you, Shireen, for the wonderful moderation.